We're about to look at the best low-cost video lighting options available right now. These are awesome portable lights that you can use to light your videos at home or on the go, and they're all under $70. Hey, it's Justin Brown here from Primal Video, where we help you amplify your business and brand with video. If you're new here, make sure you click that subscribe button, and all the links to everything we mentioned in this video you can find linked in the description box below. So let's jump into it. Now, when it comes to video production quality, lighting is incredibly important. In most cases though, it doesn't take much to get awesome results. In fact, even with access to far more expensive professional gear costing thousands of dollars, in my home studio, I mostly just use low-cost portable lighting options, which are the exact ones that we're about to cover in today's video. So make sure you stick around, because I'll also show my top 3 tips to help you nail your lighting every time and get the most out of whatever lighting you have. And also let me know in the comments what lights are you using right now, and share your thoughts on the options that I'm sharing. Okay, so option number 1 is the LUME Cube Air. That's this tiny little light right here. This thing is insanely small. It's nice and light, and it throws a nice, strong but soft light if you use the inbuilt diffuser that comes with it. It even has a really nice fall off for the background so that it doesn't cast really harsh shadows. Now, it has 4 levels of brightness, from bright, brighter, even brighter, and even more brighter. These are technical terms, obviously. This thing is just crazy bright. And the color temperature of the light that it throws out is 5600 Kelvin, which is a white light. Now, this light also has Bluetooth built in, so that you can control it from your smartphone or from your iPad or tablet, and you can even trigger and control multiple lights at the same time. It's got a built-in battery that they say will last up to 2.5 hours on medium brightness, and it can be charged at the same time. So if you want to have it running longer, if you've got a longer shoot, then you can have it plugged in and running and charging at the same time. And to charge it, you just do it with a micro USB cable, which comes in the box. Regarding the mounting options, there is a 1/4-20 or tripod thread on the bottom, and there's also a magnet built into the back, giving you a huge amount of mounting options and flexibility. Now, this light is really designed as a tough, portable action LED. It's fully waterproof to 30 feet, and it also is fairly rugged. So if you're shooting in the water or out in the rain or in any conditions where this thing could get banged up or you might drop it, this is going to survive. The build quality is great. It definitely doesn't feel cheap or plasticky. It's got a nice soft rubbery outside to help take away any shock if it's dropped, but also help grip it if you're moving around a lot. Now, in the box, you get obviously the light, the LUME Cube Air light. You also get a white diffuser. You also get a warming diffuser, a lanyard, and the micro USB charging cable. Now, personally, I love that this light comes with all of the diffusers and everything built in the box, and isn't sold as an extra purchase like it was on the previous version of the LUME Cube. And I really think if you're going to be lighting someone up on camera, that using the diffuser is an absolute must to soften down the light. That'll help remove any really bright spots or really harsh shadows from your shot. Now, the overall light that this LUME Cube Air throws isn't really too broad. It's more of a narrow throw. So if you do want to light up a larger area, then the next option that I'm about to present with you might suit you a little better. Now, I've already told you this light has Bluetooth control, and you can use it to dial in the brightness in far more detail. If you don't use the app, you'll only get those 4 brightness levels. But if you use the app, then you can actually set it to different levels in between those presets, which is really useful. Now, I think the only real downside, or the only thing that this light is missing, would be a battery level indicator. It would be awesome to have one on the light itself, so that you could quickly see if you're using it, if the light is about to go flat. Now, it's not a deal breaker, but it would be a nice to have. But overall, this is a really awesome light. It's a great all-rounder for a small, portable, durable LED light. Now, the LUME Cube Air is currently selling for around $63 US, and you can also pick it up in a pack of 2. So I'd recommend the LUME Cube Air to someone looking for a really nice small light, something that's durable, something that's really portable, can fit in your pocket, fit in your backpack, something you can mount on top of your camera or next to a smartphone, or really with that magnetic back and the tripod thread, you've got a lot of other mounting options out there with this one as well. And that leads us into option number 2, which is the APUTURE AMARAN ALM9. Now, this is another great, really small, pocketable LED light. It is a little bit larger than the LUME Cube Air, but it's also quite a lot thinner. but it weighs pretty much about the same. This one's got 9 levels of brightness, and it's all just controlled with the plus and minus buttons on the side of the unit. Now it throws light with a color temperature of 5500 Kelvin, and just like the LUME Cube Air, this thing goes crazy bright, but it does throw a broader light than the LUME Cube, so if you want to light up a larger area, then this might sway your decision a little. Like the LUME Cube, this one has a built-in battery as well, with a stated battery life of 1.75 hours at maximum brightness. So at the mid brightness, you're going to find that this is going to last quite a lot longer than the LUME Cube Air. And once again, this one is also charged with a micro USB plug, and it can be run while connected to power for longer record times. Now for mounting options, the APUTURE ALM9 does have a built-in hot shoe or cold shoe adapter, so it can mount directly onto a camera without any extra accessories. And it also has that 1/4-20 or tripod thread on there as well to make it easy to mount onto a tripod or onto some sort of adapter. Now in the box, you obviously get the light. You also get a magnetic clip-on diffuser, something that easily snaps on or off. You also get some colored gels to change up the color temperature of the light. There's also a USB charging cable and a small carry bag as well. Now the overall build quality is great. This thing feels rock solid and doesn't feel cheap at all. And having that magnetic clip-on diffuser is awesome. And once again, this is something that you definitely want to leave on to soften the light a little bit if you're going to be using it to light up people, or you want to remove any harsh shadows from the light. But with this one, I do love that there is a battery indicator that shows you when the light is going flat, giving you time to plug it in without it just dropping out midway through your shoot. I also really like that the mounting bracket itself is detachable for times that you might just want to sit the light down somewhere or position it in the background somewhere to light something up in your scene, but you can quickly connect it again when you need it. Now, if it did have a magnetic backing plate like the LUME Cube Air, that definitely would be a nice addition to be able just to stick it to different places, but it's definitely not a deal breaker that it's not included. Now you can pick up an APUTURE AMARAN ALM9 currently for around $49 US, which is an absolute steal. So I think this light would be perfect for anyone looking for a pocket-sized portable light that has decent built-in battery life, but for someone who doesn't necessarily need something super durable, shockproof or waterproof, but still packs a punch and throws a nice soft light. And that leads us into option number 3, which is the Yongnuo YN300 Air. It's a bit of a mouthful. But this one is the biggest of the 3 lights, but it's also still portable. This one also isn't the brightest, but it's still bright enough to light up people on camera, and it's the only one that comes with the diffuser totally built into the light that's not removable. Now this light can be powered with a power adapter, which it doesn't actually come with, so you will need to purchase that afterwards, or you can power it using SONY NP batteries, also not included. But what it does have is the ability to adjust the color temperature on the LED light, changing the temperatures from 3200 Kelvin right up to 5500 Kelvin, so it can be dialed in using the controls on the back of the light. Now this light also has the ability to adjust the brightness from absolute 0 up to its maximum setting. So you get a great amount of control if you're only looking for a small amount of light. You don't just have to jump to preset amounts, 10%, 20%, 30%, you can actually go up in 1% increments. There's also really great mounting options on this light as well, with a built-in hot shoe adapter, which also has the 1/4-20 or tripod thread mount included in there as well. So this will work great as a larger on-camera light, or also if you're going to mount it on a stand or on a tripod. Now, while these lights are bigger than the other portable lighting options we've mentioned, they're also super thin and they're light and they're really easy to travel with. We've used these things on client shoots and documentary shoots. They're really easy to move around and to get set up quickly without the need to lug huge LED light panels around. So in the box, what you get is the light. You also get a handle and you get a light base so that you can easily stand these up on a desk or on a shelf without any hassles. And there's also a little bag to hold it that's included as well. Now you can currently pick up these lights for around the $43 US price point, so they are crazy cheap as well. These are actually the lights that we've got set up here in this studio setup. We've just got them mounted to the wall and they work great. But I do think the biggest downside of these lights is that you don't get the power adapter included in the box, so you will have to purchase that separately or run the lights off battery. So not a deal breaker, but again, something to be aware of when you're purchasing. Make sure that you purchase the set with the power adapter if that's something that you need. So I'd recommend this light to someone looking for something a little larger than the other 2 options, but still something that's super portable, something that throws a really nice soft light without casting harsh shadows, and something that already has that diffuser permanently fixed into the light. So it's something that you won't forget or leave behind on a shoot if you're going to be traveling or moving around. Now, these lights are also what I recommend to most people over ring lights, which we've covered in another video, which I'll link up in the cards here. So overall, I'm sure if you got any of these three lights, you're not going to be disappointed. But if you're after the most durable, the smallest, and the one with the most flexible mounting options, it's going to go to the LUME Cube Air. If you're after something super small, but with a longer built-in battery life and more control over the brightness levels, then I would go the APUTURE AMARAN ALM9. Or if you're looking for something that's more of a mix of on-camera light and studio lights that are still light and ultra portable and throw a really nice soft light, then it's going to go to the Yongnuo YN300 Air, which again is what we're using here. Now, earlier in this video, I did say that I would also share with you my top 3 lighting tips. So here they are. The first one is to light yourself first, or the subject of your video, whoever is presenting your content, make sure that they are lit well first. And then if you've got any additional lights, then use that to light up the background. But the priority needs to be on whoever is speaking or whoever is presenting, and make sure that they are lit well. Tip number 2 is to use what you have and upgrade when you can or when you need to. And what I mean by this is I don't want this video to be a procrastination point for you where you stop creating videos until you go and purchase one of these lights. Use what you already have first and upgrade when you can or when you need to, meaning bring in any desk lights that you've got, any lamps, any bedside table lights, any lights that you've got. Just make sure that you're applying tip number 1, lighting yourself first, by using whatever you have. If you don't have any lights, you could sit in front of a window until you're able to get some light. And that brings us to tip number 3, which is to match the light color temperatures wherever possible. So if you're filming in a room where there's different lights that you might have on, wherever possible, try and make sure that the color temperature, whether it's a cool light or a warm light, that they're matched and that they are as close to being the same as possible. Meaning that if the lights in the ceiling of the room that you're going to be filming in are a warm temperature or an orangey kind of light, then you want to match the color temperature of the lights so that they're all the same. If they're not the same, the skin tones in your shot are going to look off and going to look weird, and they're going to be very hard to fix in your editing. So keep them the same wherever possible. Now, if you're wondering how to set up your lights for best results, then check out the video we've got linked on screen to our full lighting tutorial, and I'll see you in the next one.